So today I want to do an initial thought about Dragons of Deceit, the latest Dragonlance novel. Just came out a couple of days ago from Margaret Weis and Tracy Hickman. So if you're new to the channel here, my name's RevKev. Just great to have you here in my geek corner. So this is going to be an initial thoughts. I am not done reading the book. I'm on chapter 11. So I've read a third of the book. Dragonlance books tend to be broken into books within a book. So this one has 3 books within a book. So I've finished the first one. So this is just some initial thoughts. I'm a huge Dragonlance fan. I've shared that before here on the channel. Here's my new Dragonlance collection that I've been starting to build here. Love these books. Some of my favorite characters in fiction ever. So, no spoilers in this initial thoughts, except for one. And the only spoiler I'm going to say is the spoiler that we were given on the inside cover and on the promo material leading up to the release of Dragons of Deceit. So if you don't even want to know that, hit the like, make sure you hit subscribe, and come back after you've read the first 112 pages of the book. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, here's the thing. In the cover of your book, we learn about this new character they've created, Destina Rosethorn, right? And it says, let me just read it. Destina Rosethorn, as her name implies, believes herself to be a favored child of destiny. But when her father dies in the War of the Lance, so that's the war that happened in the very first Dragonlance trilogy of books in the Dragonlance Chronicles. Okay, so she watches her carefully constructed world come crashing down. She loses not only her beloved father, but also the legacy that he had left her, the family land and castle. To save her father, she hatches a bold plan to go back in time and prevent his death. First, she has to secure the device of time journeying, last known to be in the possession of the spirited Kender Tasselhoff Burrfoot, which is the main story in Dragonlance Legends trilogy, when Caramon, Majer, and Tasselhoff go back in time to stop Raceland from trying to become a god. Okay? But to change time, she'll need another magical device, because you can't change time. Well, at least humans traveling can't change time. The Kender can. So she needs the most powerful and dangerous artifact ever created. And again, in some of the promo stuff that came out, we learned what this is. I won't spoil that since it's not directly written here. Okay, Destina's quest takes her from the dwarven kingdom of Thorbarden to the town of Solace and beyond, setting in motion a change of disastrous events that threaten to divert the course of the river of time, alter the past, and forever change the future. Now, that's the statement that got me pretty nervous about this, that they're going to reboot Dragonlance and change everything. So, this is what we know about the book from the inside of the cover. Now, again, a couple of initial thoughts, just even before we get into the story. First and foremost, this art on the cover is beautiful, but for some reason, it's really dark. Like, the promo stuff I've seen online seems a lot more vibrant, a lot more color to it. My copy is, like, really dark, and I don't know if that's just everyone's copy, but mine's dark, and I don't know why that is. Also, Tasselhoff, way too tall. Like, way too tall. He should be like a child, right? Small child. Like, people ignore them. Like, you don't even notice them because they're so tiny. They should, way too tall. So, but that's just me nitpicking. Okay, this bugs me. The fact that they've changed the logo to say Classic Dragonlance. This right here, again, is another reason why I'm nervous that they're rebooting everything, that they're going to have the canon Dragonlance, the new Dragonlance, the official Dragonlance, and then all our favorite books are going to get this logo, being the Classic. Very reminiscent to what we saw in our Star Wars collection when they took all the books and slapped the Legends label on there. Feels like it's happening again. That bugs me. But anyways, nitpicking a little bit. And these are just initial thoughts. Okay, inside, this is gorgeous. This map here of the post Cataclysm Ansalon, gorgeous. I love maps. Fantasy books always should have maps. It's just an important thing in fantasy books. And the original Dragonlance maps were terrible. It looks like, well, they were the maps probably used for Dungeons and Dragons, the whole hexagonal kind of map. So kind of having a nice, beautiful color map in here. Love it. Now, okay, initial thoughts about the story. Book 1, so the first 120 pages. So the first, what did I say I'm on? I'm on chapter, so the first 10 chapters of this book, 1/3 of the book, literally all that happens is to explain what I read in a paragraph on the inside jacket cover. We're introduced to Destina Rosethorn. She's 15 years old. Her mother is a warrior from Urgoth. Her father is a knight of Solamnia. And the father dies in the War of the Lance. And eventually she loses everything. They spend 100 pages. Like, they spend 1/3 of the book just talking in great detail. And honestly, pretty boring detail. On what was just described in a paragraph on the inside jacket. Now, I get it, this is nitpicking, but I think this is actually a style of writing that I think missed the boat here, because it's not something that we saw in other Dragonlance books. Maybe in some of the other novels, but not the original ones anyways, and not even in any other writing by Margaret Weis and Tracy Hickman. I've never seen this done. I haven't seen this done in the Deathgate cycle, the Rose of the Prophet, or any of the other books of theirs that I've read. Normally you're introduced to a character. Let's say, for example, in Dragonlance Chronicles, in the first one, right, in Dragons, of Autumn Twilight, we're introduced to Tanis. Okay, he's a half-elf. That's all we know. We know he's been on adventuring, trying to find evidence of the true gods, and he's come back to his hometown of Solace, where he's been living after being gone for 5 years, and that's all we know of him. And that's explained in a paragraph. And he goes to the Inn of the Last Home, meets all of his friends. We meet Caramon and Raceland. We meet Tasselhoff. We meet Sturm Brightblade. They're waiting for Kitiara to show up, but she never shows up. And we don't know anything about these people. And then Gold Moon and Riverwind come, the Plainsman and the Plainswoman, the chieftain's daughter, with the blue crystal staff. Hobgoblins are searching for them. Goblins are searching for them. Draconians are searching for them. And boom, within like 20, 30 pages, action! It just starts and it goes into this mad chase. But then we get to know the characters later on. Then we get to know about Tanis's upbringing. When we're introduced to his brother, we get to learn about his love with Lorana and all this. So we learn more about Tanis as the story progresses. Whereas these 100 pages go taking Destina Rosethorn from the time she's 15 years old until she's 21. And nothing happens. Like, there's like 2 pages of like a little skirmish during the War of the Lance. But again, they can't destroy the castle because the castle's got to be given away to someone, because we know that from the jacket cover. So this for me just feels like a big miss. Like, in storytelling, it actually has not helped me like this new character, because you just know everything about her now, how she's great, at managing the affairs of the castle, how she's a great warrior, how she's a great bowsman, a hunter, and all these things. But it was all just thrown at you in the first 100 pages. And instead of slowly being introduced, while other cool stuff was happening, nothing happens in here. You get a couple of little reminders about the War of the Lance. You get 1 or 2 lines, like literally, in fact, I think it's 1 line. You get 1 line being reminded of of Raceland trying to become a god in the Legends series. And you find out how she learns about the time traveling device. And it was kind of really overly simplistic, non-interesting way to learn of probably one of the most powerful magical devices on Krynn. It was, I won't spoil how she finds out, but that was one of the things I was really hoping for, that was going to be interesting. So again, that's the first 10 chapters. Jumping into book 2 here now. And I did cheat, and I saw a couple of the names here on the first page of chapter 11. I was like, okay, they're bringing back some interesting characters here finally, you know, beloved characters from Dragonlance. So hopefully the story starts to pick up. But as of right now, I just question Margaret Weis and Tracy Hickman's decision for telling the story this way, in a way that just doesn't seem to fit any of their other writing styles. So those are my initial thoughts. I'll probably have the next book read in the next couple of days, and I'll give another thought on book 2 within Dragons of Deceit. So if you've read it, don't spoil the book for me yet, but if you want to put in the comments, put down in the comments what you thought of the first section of this book. Would love to hear your thoughts down in the comment. Hear your thoughts? No, I'd love to read your thoughts down in the comment section below. So again, thank you so much for being a part of the channel here. Please make sure you subscribe. That really helps me out a lot. I'm going to be giving an update over on my community tab in the next few days about the special fundraiser that was happening for Compassion Canada. I'll give you an update on that and look forward to seeing you again real soon in the next video. God bless you, everyone.